there, it's your friend Theba. Today we're delving into the incredible world of love hormones and their unexpected link to autism. Get ready for a mind-blowing exploration as we unravel the science behind it all. It's going to be a roller coaster of aha moments and actionable takeaways, so buckle up and join me on this fascinating journey into the intersection of love hormones and autism. For those new to our community, welcome to Autism Brain Empowerment. I'm Theba, a licensed brain health coach based in the UK, and here we believe in a child not being defined by their labels and the ability to rewire and change your brain using the principles of neuroplasticity. Hit subscribe to join me on this incredible journey. We all have a hormone called oxytocin in our bodies. This is the hormone that regulates our emotions, our trust, our bonding, and our empathy. This is a particularly important hormone for autistic children, as autistic children can struggle with emotional literacy, which is recognizing their own and other people's emotions and regulating their own emotional responses and bonding with the important people in their lives. And this is the hormone that we can influence through our actions as parents, modifying our child's environment to help them learn better and reach their developmental milestones faster. Oxytocin is not just about warm and fuzzy feelings. Oxytocin is a multitasking powerhouse. It steps up to regulate a person's anxiety, feeding, and even pain perception. As parents of autistic children, we've all been there with our children not feeling hunger, or the other way round where they don't even recognize when they're full. Or they can struggle with feelings of anxiety or aggression in non-threatening situations, or seemingly unaffected by pain. This is a tough reality, and as a parent, I've seen it, and it's tough to watch. For some children on the autism spectrum, pain perception can be a unique struggle, leading to stereotypical behaviours like headbanging. Obviously, this is not a rock and roll thing. It's a response to different pain perception and often seeking out sensory input and not realise that they're even hurting themselves as they don't feel the pain. Imagine watching your child hurt themselves and they don't even realise it. It's a scary situation for any parent.
I'm coming, Nemo!
Oxytocin is also a crucial hormone to boost to help people learn faster. Research from the University of Sydney has shown that individuals who have higher baseline levels of oxytocin learn faster, and that when we feel bonded to a person, we learn more from them. This explains why we all learned a subject faster at school if it was from our favourite teacher who we felt bonded to teaching it. Shout out to my favourite chemistry teacher, Ray Riccardi. So oxytocin has a crucial role helping children to learn, manage their anxiety, bond to caregivers, make positive memories, and attach to the important people in their lives. So aiming to increase oxytocin production in our autistic children would boost their learning and social skills so much. So now, this is the part where you're all convinced that oxytocin is something that you want to increase in your autistic child. And you're thinking, how can I flood my autistic child's brain with oxytocin? If only it was as simple as running to the pharmacy and grabbing a bottle off the shelf and giving it to our children. Unfortunately, it's not quite that simple. Studies from the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development have done this, and they've shown that when children are injected with oxytocin, it doesn't have the same effect as when they've been producing this oxytocin naturally. As external oxytocin, when it's given as an injection to children, doesn't cross that also important blood-brain barrier. So it doesn't produce any of those positive effects that we've spoken about. To get the desired result in our children and boost their learnings, studies also show that we need to combine flooding a child's brain with oxytocin with behavioural therapy to turbocharge their learning process.
Everybody knows that the best way to learn is under intense life-threatening pressure.
So how do we do that? We need to trigger a natural oxytocin release in your child. So this would change your child's environmental inputs and therefore change those inputs going to their brain. So leading to us to rewire their brain and change their brain. So here are 6 strategies to boost the oxytocin in your child's brain. Method 1. Spend at least 10 to 30 minutes a day bonding one-on-one with your child, with all phones and screens put away, and doing something that the child wants to do. So as working parents, we know that this is a lot harder than it sounds. We're so busy juggling a million things. Plus, with an autistic child, their interests can be quite narrow, and sometimes it feels like your child doesn't even acknowledge that you're there. So I would always advise my clients to do what their child wants to do. So if your child wants to run up and down the hallway repeatedly, then you run up and down the hallway repeatedly with them. If your child wants to stare at a spinning light, then sit with them and stare at that spinning light with them and comment appropriately while doing so. If you are doing this consistently, your autistic child will notice you joining them and they will show this to you, and you'll be boosting the oxytocin levels in their brain, helping them to learn other developmental skills faster. Method 2, music. So listening to happy music, especially the act of singing in a group, has the ability to increase oxytocin levels. So a lot of you are probably at the stage where your autistic preschooler doesn't have many words yet. So you can combine this with singing with nursery rhymes with your child, as nursery rhymes with the actions boost language and understanding. So for children, if you're singing nursery rhymes with your children, or if you're having nursery rhymes playing as in the background, this will boost your child's oxytocin levels, helping them to learn other skills faster. My favourite nursery rhymes are Wind the Bobbin Up, Row Row Your Boat, and Wheels on a Bus. Method 3, high intensity exercise. High intensity exercise also boosts oxytocin levels. This probably doesn't come as a surprise, as there doesn't seem to be any problem that high intensity exercise doesn't help alleviate. So examples of how you can do this with your autistic child is to encourage them to run outside in the garden, preferably barefoot, so they are benefiting from grounding at the same time. Method 4, touch. Just a simple act of touching your child also boosts their oxytocin release. So giving your child a massage if they let you, cuddling your child or holding their hands also leads to high levels of this hormone. Method 5, laughing together. So if your child is ever laughing, try laughing with them, even if you have to fake it a little bit. Try and look in their eyes while you're both laughing at the same time. This can really help to bond individuals and will lead to a release of oxytocin and endorphins inside of them.
Huh? Hey, thanks a lot. I'll be here all week. Remember to tip your waitresses.
Method 6. Lastly, my favourite method is expanding your family with a pet dog or pet cat.
My name is Doug. I have just met you, and I love you.
So there have been many studies which show that if you and your pet are staring at each other's eyes, your dog is releasing oxytocin, and you, the human, are also releasing oxytocin. This pet dog or pet cat method is one of my favourite methods to recommend for autistic families, and it works particularly amazingly well if your autistic child has aggressive tendencies or frequent emotional meltdowns, as dogs especially have the unique ability to be able to smell human emotions before us humans are even able to detect that we have them. So if your pet is well trained, they can often calm down an autistic child before they have a meltdown, therefore avoiding a meltdown in your home. Getting a well-trained pet dog or pet cat has really transformed the lives of many autistic families in such a positive way that I would highly encourage this for everyone. Now, if you resonate with this, I would love to hear your stories and insights. So please comment down below which of the 6 methods mentioned you're most excited to try with your autistic child. And if you've tried any of the strategies mentioned, share what results you've observed in the comments below. Also, if you would like to work one-on-one with me and create a personalised 12-month programme to help your autistic child to start reaching their developmental milestones, please click on the link in the description below to work with me on this. And if you enjoyed this video, please click here to watch a video about the shocking truth of 4 times more mental health risk for autistic individuals compared to neurotypical individuals, and what we as parents can do about it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Do hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.